Whoops. Hi, guys. It's me, Susan. It's day 43 of the Cancer Club. I have some news for you today from my oncology visit this morning, and then I'll talk a little bit about a psychological topic that came to mind this morning after thinking about last night's post. First, the news from my doctor visit. Uh, um, he feels like I'm doing very well. He's kind of laid out the future for me, um, which will be uh, a little like a mini colonoscopy, just to see after 2 or 3 weeks to see if the tumor is gone, and then the full body PET scan, which is the radioactive glucose that uh, you you uh, you take it and then you wait a little while and they do a scan that shows a cancer anywhere it might be in your body. That won't happen for 3 months. And then he said, I'll just, I'll be checking it on regular basis, like every 3 months for the first year or so, and continuing with blood work and stuff like that. He still felt optimistic. Uh, let's see. The other thing that he told me was that the risk factor, which I mentioned in an earlier post, for anal cancer, or butt cancer as I prefer to call it, is the HPV, the presence of the HPV virus, which to my knowledge I don't have. However, he had some tests done, and he said while the HPV test came back negative, that there was another test for a certain marker, a certain chemical marker that usually goes along with HPV, that came back positive. So he said the standard HPV testing does not necessarily reveal all strains of HPV. So he does believe that I have HPV, human papillomavirus, which stays in you for life, doesn't necessarily have any symptoms per se, but is a risk factor for several kinds of cancer. Um, in women, it's anal cancer, cervical cancer, uterine cancer. In men, it is throat and tongue cancer. It's actually the kind of cancer that Michael Douglas recently survived. Stage 4, I believe he had. Anyway, what he said was, I was kind of shocked, obviously. Um, it's a sexually transmitted disease, which I imagine, thinking back to my past, I imagine I've had it for many years. Um, well before I was married, probably since my adolescence. Um, but what he said is, the good news on that is that cancer that's associated with HPV has a much better prognosis, a much more positive outcome than butt cancer that arises from some genetic whatever, some kind of random source. So that was good news. So it was kind of a lot to take in, but I listened to the part where he said that is a good prognosis, and you just learn to deal with it. It's not like it's not like herpes that causes breakouts or things like that. So it's just kind of a silently there kind of situation. Okay, so that's the news there. He felt I did mention the buddy system to him, and he said they do that on an informal basis. They just do it when they have a particular patient that they feel might benefit. They will hook them up with another patient, and he said he would add my name to that list of people who have said they will be available for that kind of contact and helping, mentoring other people in the appropriate circumstances. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is the question that occurred to me this morning, and it occurred to me after I read one of the comments about my post last night, the comment was, I'm glad I'm not the only one who rambles. Okay, I knew I was rambling, especially after I listened to it. When I make a video, I listen to it before I post it, and I knew I was, and it's just like, I don't know, what the heck, I'm just going to do it. But when I read that post, and I totally love the person who made the comment and appreciate them a great deal and know where they were coming from, I felt a little criticized, okay? But that's the perfectionist part of me that says you should never ramble. You should always be totally to the point and know exactly what you're talking about. So anyway, it led me to think, is it possible, in general, to receive criticism without feeling defensive? And the answer, I decided, is no, it's not. Because feeling defensive is the operative word there. We're human. We have an instinctive part of ourselves that is oriented towards threat or towards self-protection. And a criticism, even the most loving, supportive comment, still touches that insecurity or that fear that we have that we're being attacked. Okay? But, so I think that feeling is natural to come up like quickly. But then that's when your wise mind, the chairman of the committee, gets to function, where you reason through, you validate your feeling, and you work with it until you come up with a solution to what you want to do about the situation. My first solution, after feeling defensive, was maybe I should take it down and completely redo it. Okay, I decided no. Part of my deal on doing this series of videos was to put myself out there, and that includes myself when I'm not that focused and I just blather on about whatever comes into my little fertile brain at that time. So I decided not to do that. I have to stick up for my willingness. I have to demonstrate my willingness to show myself to people and receive whatever comments they have. I want comments. I don't just want compliments, you know. And I understood why I was the way I was last night, and accept that. And so the next thing I thought was, I want to acknowledge that I get the point and I agree, and maybe try to do it with a little humor. So that's when if you notice, I put a comment on my own, on that video, number 42, and it was kind of tongue-in-cheek, but it was also kind of mocking myself, saying that those of you who are seeking profound insight or useful information or even mildly interesting information will not find it in episode number 42. And that was what I decided to do to deal with, kind of let you know that I know that was, that was kind of a flaky post. Okay? And I also am determined, I'm going to do it tonight too, not to talk so long. I mean, to have nothing to say and to talk for over 10 minutes, there's something wrong there. So I feel much better today. I feel fabulous. I feel like things are going to get better and better for me, even though he said the radiation side effects might get worse for a week or two. Tomorrow's my last day. You will be definitely hearing about that. And in the meantime, I want to say I love you all. And I hope you will, between now and tomorrow, choose to live well, laugh often, and love much. And I welcome any comments you have about my post today or yesterday or on any of the days. Remember, I will, even if you comment on an older post, I will get an email informing me and I will know about it. Okay, so thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow on the Cancer Club. Bye now.